What's up, Titans Nation? Welcome back to another edition of the Titans Traffic Update. I'm your host, Gannon Cornley, and today, Tennessee Titans fans, we're going to be talking about how grateful we should be to have a quarterback like Cam Ward who was fully committed on the football field and going to be ready to have an exciting season 2. Cannot wait for his sophomore season. We're also going to discuss the controversial video that swirled around the Twitter sphere of the internet around Route God and what he had to say about the Tennessee Titans coaching staff and some of the things that they are doing with our wide receivers. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about how there's a narrative change that is going to be needed for the Tennessee Titans fans to have some type of sanity moving forward. So, and part of the reason why I'm such a big, passionate Tennessee Titans fan myself. And then stick around till the end because I do have a question for Titans fans at the very end. It's a question that was swirling around again on Twitter last week, so I want to get your guys' opinion right here on my platform. Before we get into it today, please make sure we are liking and subscribing. Please share this content with any Titans fans or just any NFL fans in general. I would absolutely love all the love I can get here. And again, please, the biggest thing I would love for you guys to do is leave a comment down below. I have a lot of people who have been watching here recently, but I've not been getting as many comments. So please let me know if there's a topic that you guys would like me to discuss. I would love to answer any questions, any things that you guys would like to see Tennessee Titans fans to talk about amongst each other. And again, I'm not above asking other Titans content creators or anything like that what their opinions are on certain things of that nature. So let me know with anything that you guys want to talk about. I will talk about it on here within reason. But without further ado, let's get some of those housekeeping things out the way. Let's get right into it. So, with the Tennessee Titans, we as a fandom have got to be excited to have a quarterback in Cam Ward. And where I'm really going with this, and my whole platform is going to be all about, trying to bring as much nuance as I can around our favorite NFL team. I try to stay out of, super drama. That's why I took a minute to discuss, what's going on with Mike Vrabel. Certainly the last thing I ever want to do on this platform is to get super political or anything of that nature, religious, anything like that. I want to really just keep it about football. But I am very grateful to have a quarterback like Cam Ward. And this is really stemming from, as I'm sure most of you know, what's going on right now with New York Giants quarterback Jackson Dart. And I'm not really here to say whether he was right or wrong. He's well within his right to, support who he wants to support and believe what he wants to believe. So you're never going to hear from me trashing him for going out on a limb for what he wants to do. But I just am glad that our quarterback going into a sophomore year is more focused on the things that are going on the football field. And that's really where I'm going to kind of leave that. But that's what kind of really inspired the headline of this video is Cam Ward is fully locked in on what's going on around the Tennessee Titans. And I think that's exactly where we should want our second-year quarterback's head to be at. He's all about being on the football field, learning the system from Brian Daboll. And on top of that, he's losing weight. He said he lost, out of his own mouth, he said he lost 10 pounds. He thinks he really wants to get a little bit leaner. I think that's honestly good for him. I am worried with how many sacks that he took last year and how many quarterback hits that he had. He was in the top 5, I believe, in quarterback sacks and hits last season. So obviously not what we want for our young quarterback. But I do think that Cam can be more mobile than what he really showed. And I think this year we're going to have some guys get more open. And so that's going to make defenses have to kind of respect our receivers a lot more than they did last year and drop more guys into coverage. So that's going to be a lot less guys that are going to be blitzing. I can't tell you how many times I saw Cam Ward getting all out blitz. I mean, he's just getting mauled out there. You just see 7, 8 guys all standing right around the line of scrimmage ready to blitz. And they just come. They're not even, they're not shouting. They're not faking like they're coming. They're just coming because they know, one, our offensive line was not going to stop them. And 2, Cam Ward wasn't really that mobile. And 3, our receivers don't get open quick enough for it to even matter. And so I think that this upcoming season is going to be a lot different for him. So I think there will be some opportunities for Cam to be a lot more mobile. He's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not a burner. But he does, and this is high praise, but he does give you some Aaron Rodgers vibes. Again, not the fastest guy in the world, but can be mobile. We saw it last year with him evading guys in the backfield and then making, off-script type throws. I think we can see a lot more of that this year. And also we can see Cam Ward actually take off, read the defense. His speed, his clock should be a lot faster this upcoming season as well. So if it's not there, Cam should be looking for an outlet to go, or hurry up and run and get as many yards as he can and get down. So I love that he actually lost a few pounds. I don't want to lose too much because I do want him to still be able to take some of those hits. And then you've seen guys like Lamar Jackson have to put on muscle, 4 or 5 years into his career because he's getting hurt so often after getting hit. We don't want that for Cam Ward, but I think that he can afford to lose, like you said, 10 pounds and still be okay, taking some hits, but he's also have the ability to be a little bit more mobile. So I like what I'm seeing so far from this offseason. Obviously, last week I talked about how great of an addition Carnell Tate has been so far, and Cam Ward's been a huge, stepping stone for Carnell Tate, taking those steps. But man, another good week of OTAs, recapping this most previous week. And, Cam Ward, there was Carnell Tate highlights all over the place. Cam Ward's throwing him that football. That incredible one-hand snag that Carnell Tate had. What better ball placement? There's other content creators surrounding this team that are trying to tear Cam Ward down for that pass. That's as good of a pass as you can actually have it. Because if you really slow down and look at it, and you're not trying to be a hater, you can see that Carnell Tate, one arm, his left arm is being taken away by the DB. His arm is wrapped around. So there's only one place you can put the ball, and that's right over the right shoulder of Carnell Tate. And that's exactly where Cam Ward put the ball. Perfect spiral. Carnell Tate, of course, I would say it's a better catch than the throw, but the throw is exactly what you need. If the guy can't get his other arm over there to go and complete the catch, then you put it only to the outside shoulder where the DB has absolutely no chance to get the ball. And worst case scenario is an incompletion. Best case scenario, you see Carnell Tate go up and make a play. And so I think Cam Ward's really growing with that. We saw last year his biggest thing was inaccurate passes deep toward the sideline. That's the biggest thing that we really need, and that's what Carnell Tate's biggest thing that he offers to this team. That's why it does, I was not the biggest fan of the pick originally, but it does make sense from a Mike Bergonzi's selection standpoint that, Cam Ward struggled deep and outside the numbers, like 30 yards and further outside the numbers. Carnell Tate is best at contested catches deep down the field. So this is exactly, they're pairing Cam's, one of his biggest weaknesses last season. I'd say his fumbling was the number one weakness, but as far as throwing wise, that was probably his biggest weakness. And you go get him a receiver at number 4 overall, whose biggest strength is deep outside the number contested catches. So we're matching a strength with Cam Ward's weakness, and we're already seeing just a few OTA practices in. Cam Ward's really working on that, and you can obviously see how good of an addition Carnell Tate can truly be with those type of situations, those jump ball outside the number situations. So Cam Ward being fully dedicated, I think this is exactly what Tennessee Titans fans should want. It was his birthday last week. Happy belated birthday to Cam Ward. It was on Memorial Day. This is just a perfect time to be excited, guys. You really should be. I think Cam Ward is in the right space, and this is what we're going to hopefully continue to see throughout the entire summer. Is getting his body right. We heard about the Titans getting rid of the seed oils. I will not sit here and pretend to be some type of scientist, so I don't know exactly what all that entails. I do plan to read more on that, and I can tell you guys what I find out, and you can take it worth a grain of salt if you want to. But I'll try to find out a little bit more about what is the big deal behind that. But that was widely reported that Titans are cutting out all seed oils out of their facility, and that's supposed to be some type of really health benefit. Even former Tennessee Titans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins quoted and tweeted about that, saying that that's what he's been doing for a majority of his career, and it's really helped him. And we know how big time D-Hop has been throughout his entire career. So if a former Titans player is saying that a guy who's been practicing that even before he became a Titan, and honestly his glory days, his better days were before he became a Titan. If he's been doing that, if we can get more of our players on that type of program, I think that's only a good thing. And if Cam Ward's a part of that, that should only build toward the excitement for this team. So Cam Ward is looking great so far. It sounds like every day we haven't had any negatives. Again, has he Patrick Mahomes out here? No, we haven't heard those type of reports in training camp, but honestly, it's training camp, right? There's no pads on really outside of helmets. They're not putting on any major equipment. So Cam Ward's really not, even if he looked like an all-star, it wouldn't mean a whole lot until we really get into the actual training camp of the summer program. But the main thing is hearing that Cam Ward's not throwing a ton of interceptions. Sounds like for the most part he's been pretty accurate. Sounds like there's still some footwork things that he still can clean up. But that's going to come, right? I mean, there are veterans that have bad footwork from time to time. So if Cam Ward if that can just not be a major problem, and that has not been reported by any Titans media that I've seen so far about Cam Ward's feet being like a glaring issue, nor his accuracy, that's all you can ask for, because that was an issue. And that's something we knew even coming in, before his rookie season even got started. Cam was not the most accurate passer, coming out of the University of Miami. He wasn't. He's a gunslinger. He's a guy who's going to sit in the pocket, look to make plays. He plays backyard football. He's going to run around and try to throw these, off-balance throws. He's going to be a guy who's looking to create something out of nothing. That's what he is. He's a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers type. He's going to just throw the ball and dart into some kind of riskier situations. And even then, Cam Ward only threw 7 interceptions last year. So to hear going into a sophomore year so far, working with Brian Daboll, learning a new offensive scheme, new receivers, obviously with Carnell Tate, Wan'Dale Robinson. He barely really played with Calvin Ridley, so he's still really learning Calvin Ridley's speed and all that. To hear that he's not making critical errors, it has got to be nothing but encouraging. So be encouraged, Tennessee Titans fans. Don't let anybody gaslight you into believing that just because we're on air that you shouldn't be excited for Cam Ward. No, be happy. Don't be going over the moon. Don't go place bets that he's going to win the MVP next year. But be excited and expect a pretty big jump coming from last season to this season. That's why I think that he really has an opportunity to potentially double. Again, I'll get into my predictions later on in the summer, but I think he can potentially double the amount of passing touchdowns and get really close to that 4,000-yard mark that no Tennessee Titans quarterback, of course Warren Moon with the Houston Oilers did it, but no Tennessee Titans quarterback has ever done. And I think that Cam Ward has an opportunity to do that as long as he continues to take these steps. So I'm very excited for what Cam Ward can bring to this team. And again, my biggest thing is he sounds like he's doing all the right necessary things. You don't hear him out, no off the field things with him. He's, he is a model citizen, and he's all focused on football, man. And he's been that way. This is nothing new. I'm just after hearing another, quarterback going to a second year, now he's, again, I'm not saying it's his fault necessarily, what's going on in the media, but now, Jackson Dart's got to answer questions about that. He's got to mend relationships in the locker room based on choices he made outside of the locker room. Right or wrong, I'm just glad that the Titans do not have to focus on that. Cam Ward's all about ball, and that's all he has to focus on. And I love that for what the Titans are doing. We have enough distractions. We got distractions with our former coach going on. So the last thing we need is our current quarterback involved in any type of controversy. So I love that. Again, doesn't matter who people voted for and all this and that. Let's just talk about football, man. That's what it's all about. And I'm happy that Cam Ward's all about it. He's all about it. So one thing, transitioning to the next segment here. Now I'm gonna play this video for you guys. Both these next couple topics kind of tie in to each other hand in hand, but I'm gonna play a video from I don't even know exactly what his official title is. I guess just off-season trainer. His name, he goes by the name Route God. Do not know his real name, but Route God is what his ad is. Ad Route _Route God on Instagram. He posted a video, and I'll play it here for you guys. It's a minute video. He's talking about some of the drills that the Tennessee Titans are running, and I'll play it here for you guys and just let you hear it here.
I just like to make things make sense. They got them jobs, and they might know more X's and O's than me, meaning the on-the-board stuff, the coverage stuff, and stuff like that. But we talking about overall movement. When I tell y'all about these 20 minutes, these 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes that you get in individual with your receiver coach or whoever that movement specialist is there, this is the times in y'all off season why y'all come to people like us, people like me, people like Gold Feet, people like Receiver Factory, people like everybody else over the nation who doing good work. They translate the game movement-wise and make it make sense. We know that you're not going to get as much movement work as you need during the season. But this right here don't make no sense. We doing a hip drop drill, then we roll into a speed cut. For what? Either work the hip drop, work the dive stop, work the snap down, and come out of a break. These is break points, not speed cuts. Speed cuts is a different thing. So this is what I'm telling you. The disconnect is we just don't get our respect. And we respect them up there. And I stopped trying to want a job up there. I'm me. And I know what I do for the game and help people get better and like that. But this is the thing. This is what go on. And believe it or not, they watch us and get this. They probably watch two people, me and somebody else, or somebody else and somebody else, and put two drills together and thought they were doing their own thing. No, you up. Stay on the X's and O's. I love y'all though.
Couple of things from this video, right? So Route God, listen, he's got his space, right? And I think that's why so many guys, so many athletes do train with other people. You know, even when I was coming up in high school, I went to some outside facilities and trained with, you know, I had a personal trainer who trained, he was a former NFL player, and he had other current NFL players inside the building. So I got to actually train alongside with another, you know, personal trainer alongside some other NFL players when I was coming up in high school playing football. And there is a space for that, right? Like we need stuff like that. The players do on the offseason, because there's only so much that the coaches, there's only so much time your individual coaches do get with the players. And Route God highlighted that in his video. Where I vastly disagree with what he's talking about is he's trying to shame the coaches for maybe like almost acting like they're stealing his content and trying to combine some of the stuff. These guys, man, especially the Tennessee Titans coaching staff, they have so many years between all of them that they're getting from all over the place. And it's really disappointing that out of all the routes, I don't know why he chose to go after Carnell Tate and the Tennessee Titans. These guys have not been on the Titans staff for that long. This is not a Tennessee Titans thing. These guys all came from other places. Brian Daboll came from New York. Saleh came from San Francisco. I'm forgetting where our wide receivers coach came from last year, or where he was at last year, where he came from. They're coming from all different spaces where it's universally done. And I, as a former college wide receiver, have I done that exact drill? No, but we certainly combined different concepts during our individual periods, 1,000%. And anybody who's played a lick of football will tell you that. And there were several NFL former and current players that did respond to Route God, highlighting that they don't get a whole lot of time. So you do sometimes got to work on, you know, in this video, he's talking about, you know, breaking down, you know, and making sure that the whole point of that, the first part of Carnell Tate's drill is to make sure that you're not, you know, overextending in your body, not going over your knees. That shows that you're out of control. Like, do you have the ability to start speed up and then slow down and set down in your stance? Can you speed up and set it down in your stance and not, you know, hunch over? Do you have that? Really, it's about your core. Do you have that control? And then it's a speed up into like an inside route, like a dig, essentially. So yeah, in an actual route, when there's an actual game going on, yeah, you'll never break down, stop, and then break inside. But what they're working on is, do you have that body control before you even get into your fast speed route? Can you begin the route, but can you break down? Because if Carnell Tate, especially a rookie at that, you would assume that these guys would come in and probably not have the greatest NFL body control. He's learning what he just did at Ohio State. But even then, as good as Ohio State is, that's still not NFL level. There's another level to this. So I'm sure they're testing out, yeah, hey, how often are you hinging over? Are you able to stop on a dime like this? And so they have to work in these little things, and these are clipped for a reason, and they can go back in the film room and they can review these things. You only get, again, like guys, I played it. Again, I didn't play in the NFL, but I played college ball at multiple different colleges. You don't get a whole lot of time with your individual coaches. You do have to kind of combine and do things on the fly before you get into teamwork and stuff like that, especially as a wide receiver. Because for receivers, I'll tell you, we have individuals, but then you have work with the quarterbacks, then you do one-on-ones with the DBs, then you do 7-on-7, then you do team drills. Sometimes you do run game as well. In between there, you work on just your blocking, so you're not even running routes. You don't get a whole lot of time to truly work on making sure your body control is correct. So I don't know why. And he even admitted, like, I don't know about the X's and O's, and I stopped trying to get to their level, and I want to do my own thing. Then stay in your lane. I promise you, there's no NFL coaches, Route God, that's coming over to tell you how to do your stuff. When NFL players in the offseason are going to you to work on their craft and work even more in depth on those things, to get better body control, to work on their core, to work on their lower body, work on their footwork, and all those type of things. There's no NFL coaches denying that. Calvin Ridley goes and does those things. D-Hop has his own guys. You know, there's no problem with that. So I don't know why he felt the need to come over to where the Titans are doing. We're doing fine. And I really have a problem with it, because for one, I don't know why he chose Carnell Tate's video of all people. And two, it's just in poor taste, because I really feel like if this was AJ Brown, if this was Nico Collins, Puka Nacua, this would be no problem. It's the fact that it's the Tennessee Titans, a team that has historically not been very good at wide receiver, and he's almost trying to use that as, this is why the Titans struggle. This is why the Titans haven't been good. This has nothing to do with that. This coaching staff has not been here. So the issues in the past have absolutely nothing to do with the drills and stuff that they're working on. These guys, I believe Greg Lewis is the name, the Titans wide receiver coach. Greg Lewis comes from all different other backgrounds in the NFL. That has absolutely nothing to do with what the Titans have done in the past. And honestly, I find it really hypocritical, and Titans fans, I know you can understand this, how all of the people really praise Mike Vrabel and all the things that Mike Vrabel did. Of course, he was a really good coach for us, and I appreciate all the things that Mike Vrabel was able to do and accomplish with the Titans. But it wasn't like this offense was some passing juggernaut. Ryan Tannehill had one really good season. We really had AJ Brown, who was just good in his own right. It had nothing really to do with Mike Vrabel coaching up AJ Brown and Todd Downing and Arthur Smith and Tim Kelly, the Titans' former offensive coordinators, coaching AJ Brown up. No, AJ Brown's just a dog. He's just that good. He's just that good of a player. And that's why no other receivers that we had really flourished. It had nothing to do with the coaching staff. And so I just think it was done in poor taste to almost like show up the Titans essentially as why they haven't had good receivers. But if this was a better receiver, if this was Amon-Ra St. Brown and this was Dan Campbell's coaching staff, he would not be saying this. I just don't, in my heart of hearts, I just don't believe that. It's just the Titans are an easy target. In the grand scheme of things, there's not as many Titans fans, so you can go and try to air out on the Titans because it won't get as much pushback. You'll honestly probably get a lot of people who agree because they're like, oh, the Titans, well, they suck. So Route God must know what he's talking about. He doesn't. I promise you he doesn't. Because if he did, he'd be in those spaces. He'd be with Greg Lewis. He'd be on a coaching staff, coaching these guys up and getting the most out of them for their 5 to 10 minute individual drills that they get. If he was that good, 32 NFL teams would be looking to hire him. And not a single one of them. He even said it himself. He self-admitted he has tried to do it in the past. He said, I have stopped trying and I'm focused on what I'm doing. So I just think that was done in poor taste, and I really don't like that because I think there is a space for both. I think players do need more individual work, guys looking at their footwork and their core and their build and all things like that. Do they have that going into individual routes and things like that? But to come at the Titans who are trying to work on a workup against the clock, and guys who have decades of NFL experience, you just to air it out on them for this random moment, I don't get it, and I just thought that was done in poor taste. So that's just my take on it. Let me guys know down below what you guys think about the Route God situation and his response to the Carnell Tate, training video. I just did not like that. Again, I truly believe that this was the Chiefs, the Bears, teams that people care about in mass, especially the mass media, teams that the ESPNs, the NFLs of the world care about. It would have no issues. And so I just did not like that again. So I'll leave it there. But yeah, I think Route God needs to stay in his own lane. The Titans don't care about what he's got going on. So if this was his way to try to get a promotion or promote his stuff, like, hey, I can fix that, I can do better than that, Man, I don't know why you had to come at the Titans for that. Promote your own stuff. Maybe business is slow for him. But keep that over there. Leave the Titans alone. I don't understand that. In fact, leave the Titans out of it. Leave all NFL teams alone. Leave all 32 teams alone. Ain't nobody coming to you. Like from a coaching perspective, no one's coming to you to ask for drills. And he's accusing people of stealing his stuff. Like, I don't get that. So stay over there and for sure leave the Titans alone, man. We're done. We're done with this. I'm tired of the Titans trying to be an easy target, trying to be the butt of everybody's joke. Because it's so funny, as bad as the Titans have been, they're not even in the top 10 in the last 10 years. I think they have I think it's like the 18th or 19th best winning percentage over the last 10 years. That's with them winning 6 games over the last 2 years. They still are in the top 20 out of 32 teams. Again, that's not great, but it just shows you. I mean, they're teams that are doing worse. They're not even in the bottom 4th of the league in terms of record-wise in the last decade. So I don't know why this continues, and I'll bring up another situation here in just a second. I don't know why the Titans have become just a punching bag. The Jets are a super easy target. The Browns, of course. Right now, the Miami Dolphins, the team that they have the longest streak of not winning a playoff game. I don't think they've won a playoff game since like 2000. Go make fun of them. Even the Browns have won a playoff game before the Dolphins. Leave the Titans alone. We were in the AFC Championship game 6 years ago. It hasn't even been a decade. Leave us alone. And we won the AFC not even 4 years ago. So leave the Titans alone. And that's where I want to get to for my final topic. And this is, I won't play the video here. Is again, I didn't get actual rights to play this, so we'll show you guys a screenshot of the video. But it's from A to Z Sports Nashville. Guys who I really respect and really have inspired me to kind of start this up. But it's Austin Stanley and Zach Bingham's company. I'm sure most of my Nashville people know that. But it's a video where Easton Freeze, A to Z Sports reporter, and Austin Stanley, the CEO, they're talking back and forth just about the disrespect that Titans fans have had to endure, and somewhat rightfully so, right? The Titans have just been bad, so that comes with it, and we kind of have to wear that. But as you guys can see on the screen here, the title of this video, and again, I encourage you guys to go check it out. It says, quote, "The Titans need to flip the script for their fans' sake, so this doesn't happen every year." And what they're talking about in this video is alluding to Route God. And there's another account. I forget. It starts with an M. Most of you guys know it's M Football or MZ Football or something like that. They posted a separate video of the Titans receiving corps doing a low ball drill where they're putting the footballs are going through the jug machine, but it's aimed directly at their feet. And the whole point of the drill is to run at it and try to catch it, at your feet. And the title was, the title of the video was Titans receiving corps is one of the worst in the league. They're trash. And it was a cut up video. It wasn't even the full video. It was just a cut up video of all the drops that the Titans receiving corps, including Carnell Tate, had in the video. And it's so funny because if my understanding, the original video was like a minute or two long. And they posted like 20 seconds of just a cut up of all the drops. Not the full 40, to over a minute of all the catches at their feet, but all the drops. Like I don't know why these accounts are just trying to be a punching bag. I love that the content flopped. The dude had like 70-something thousand views and had like 100 likes. Because that was such a stupid post. I just don't even understand why people are trying to come at the Titans right now. And of course, the dumbest fan in the comments are like, "This is why the Titans suck. This is why, this is going to be a rough year for Cam Ward again." Dude, they cut up a 20-second video and only posted all the misses of a jug machine that shoots footballs out at 50 miles an hour at these dudes' feet. And then some people talking about, what kind of drill is this? I've never seen this before. That means you don't know football, bro. And I had a guy trying to argue because I commented under it. Again, check me out on Twitter at Titans Traffic. Trying to talk about this is like nobody does this. Brother, I played football. I've played football at the high school level and the collegiate level. I've had teammates who are in the NFL. We've done that exact drill. You have no idea what you were talking about. It's literally called a low ball drill. At all levels do we do that. All levels. It simulates a realistic situation where the football's coming faster than you might think, and it's at your ankles. It's something you do need to practice every now and then. You don't harp on it all the time. But just to take that opinion and think that, one, it's a dumb drill, and two, the Titans suck simply because you cherry-picked the drops in the video, it's just ridiculous, man. And so going back to, again, the A to Z comment or the video between Easton and Austin, again, they're just talking about the Titans need to be good just for the fans' sake. Like I was alluding to with Route Guy, if this was AJ Brown, if this was the Eagles, if this was the Cowboys, no one would have anything to say about this. It's just that it's the Titans, so the Titans fans have to sit there and endure this. We have to sit here and go and defend our team on Twitter, defend our team in the comment sections, because again, the dumbest fan will just take that and be like, oh yeah, the Titans, they look up on NFL.com, look at standings. Oh yeah, the Titans had 3 wins. Oh yeah, that must be a drill. That's stupid because they suck. Like that's just the dumbest thing ever. Everything is recycled. No one individual team is out here going against the grain and just doing things that all NFL teams are not doing. These guys they all come from other places. And again, I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Greg Lewis is the Titans wide receivers coach. He's not a Titans homer. It's not like he got his bread and butter just from the Titans. He's come from all over the NFL. So any ideas he has, if you're mad about, if you think the drills are stupid that he's doing, that means that he's getting drills from other stupid NFL coaches. But you would never go over them and call them dumb. It's just that the Titans are an easy target. And just, again, you're just ignorant. It's just pure ignorance. You don't know what you're talking about. It's just something to, let me laugh at them. I don't get it. So the Titans really need to, for their fans' sake, we need them to have a successful season. And again, and the success is, relative, but they cannot be drafting bottom 5, top 5 again. We got to get some wins, man. That's why this season, we got to get some wins. Last year was all about developing Cam and figuring things out, but it's time. It's go time. It is go time. Because the Titans, man, we're just a punching bag right now. We're a punching bag of the AFC South, punching bag of the AFC in general, punching bag for the NFL. And the funny thing is, we're not as bad as it's been over the last course of the last few years. We haven't even been that bad when you combine everything. Last 2 years have been awful, downright awful. It's been downright awful the last 2 years. But outside of that, man, the Titans have not been just awful for the last 10 years. In fact, again, like I said, we've won the AFC. We won the AFC, I believe, more recently than the Bills have. I don't think the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow have ever had the best record in the AFC since Joe Burrow's been in the NFL. So they can miss me with that stuff, man. They can absolutely miss me with that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. One question I do want to ask you guys. Again, this was also another a question that A to Z reports. I believe it was both Easton Freeze and Austin Stanley. Again, want to give them their credit for asking this. So please let me know down below. I'll make sure to post this on my Instagram as well as my TikTok. Again, follow me on there as well. Again, at Titans Traffic Update on both Instagram and on TikTok. But they posed the question: would you rather, for an entire season, would you rather have no injuries or no turnovers? That was a question that really divided fans, and a lot of people on Twitter. Easton Freeze posted a poll, and the final poll, I believe, at least the last time I saw the poll, it was like 55-45. It was almost 60-40, but 55-45, I think, around there. People said that they would prefer to have no injuries over no turnovers. And I am sorry. I cannot disagree more with the fans. I am 1000% team Easton Freeze. Austin Stanley was more on the no injury side of things. Obviously, as Titans fans, we know how detrimental injuries have been to this football team in the past. We set the NFL record The year we won the 1 seed, we set the NFL record for most players used on an active roster. 91 players, because so many people got injured that year. But that evidence right there is what is all I need to know. The Titans, the very team that's posing this question, at least the media of the team, the Titans had they played this out. We had the most injured team in NFL history, and we had the most wins in the regular season. And then what happened? We won the 1 seed, and then what happened? Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions, one to start the very first play of the game, the very first pass of the second half, and the very last pass of the game for the Titans. Do the pass on the first play of the game, interception. First pass of the second half, interception. Last pass of the game for the Titans, interception. And the Titans lose by 3. Turnovers literally cost the most injured team of all time a chance at going to the Super Bowl. And I will go to my grave believing if the Titans just get past that game, they're going to win the Super Bowl. They'd already smoked the Chiefs in Nashville that season. I went to that game because that's who they would have played in Nashville. I 1000% believe the Titans would have won that game against the Chiefs again. And then they would have played the Rams in the Super Bowl, who they had already smoked on Sunday Night Football earlier that year as well. I firmly believe in my heart of hearts, had Tannehill just not thrown one of those interceptions, the Tennessee Titans would have won the Super Bowl. They would have won the Super Bowl, and none of this would have ever happened. John Robinson would have never gotten fired. He would never have traded A.J. Brown. Mike Vrabel would still be our coach. He'd probably still be messing with Diana Rossini, but that's another topic for another conversation. But yeah, changed the course of history. Those 3 turnovers changed the course of history. John Robinson felt like a big change had to happen, and he stupidly got rid of A.J. Brown and all the dumb things that followed after that. They all followed after that. But turnovers are what killed the Titans in the most injured season of all time. So if you're asking me, if we can have an entire season of no turnovers, I don't care who is out there. Outside of Cam Ward, of course. We need our quarterback. But outside of that, I don't care who. If we never turn the ball over, and we have to imagine our defense will get some turnovers, you're basically going into every game knowing you're winning the turnover battle. Give me that all day long. All day long. So again, let me know what you guys think down below. Should the Titans, would you rather have no turnovers for an entire season or no injuries and just have your best players always out there, always on the field at all times? Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and please share this show. Again, I want to continue to grow this out, man. I love this. This is a lot of fun. I'm all about spreading positivity, man. I'm going to grow this out to how big it can get, but let me know what I can talk about next week. This is a little bit of a dead period, so this is definitely the time where I need you guys' feedback. I'm just kind of starving for some different things to talk about right now because the Titans are just kind of, they're in helmets, not really talking about much. There is a small conversation about what the third Titans jersey may look like. Again, the Titans are going to get the Rivals uniforms. Let me know this too. I'll talk about this more in depth, but there is a small little rumor out there. Would you guys be open to a black Titans alternate jersey this year for the rivalry jersey? Would you guys like a black Titans jersey? There's a little concept going around on Twitter right now. I won't reveal it just yet, but I probably will bring that up next week. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. I will be doing another Monday show. Again, my work schedule changed up just a little bit. I work a really odd schedule, so I kind of have to just get it in where I can right now. But let me know if you guys prefer Monday show so you guys can have something to watch throughout the week. Let me know if you prefer that, and I can try to make that a permanent thing, even if I do revert back to my old schedule. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. As always, tighten up. Thank you guys. Peace.